When I was considering what I would do when my contract was up with our previous GDS supplier, I was thinking about the things that have changed in the travel industry in the years gone by, and I was looking for a partner that would be absolutely at the cutting edge of technology, because they needed to be able to demonstrate to me that with all the changes that were happening in the environment, that they would be the one that we could work with and make the changes that were necessary to respond to the different way of working going forward. Once I felt that Amadeus was probably going to have a solution for us, I got in contact with the sales team, and from the moment we made that first contact, I knew that I was going to have a responsive partner. They got their whole sales team, senior management out into my office. They looked around at what we were doing, where we were going, what was going to be appropriate for us. I met the head honcho right down to the implementation team before I'd even made the decision, and I felt that that was a fantastic way of actually knowing that I was going to do the right thing. So the wonderful thing was that team was the same team that then turned around and worked with us to implement the change from our previous GDS to Amadeus. And I was very impressed with the process that they had. I've done a few technology updates myself over the years, and I knew what it was to have a plan in place, and I was very pleased with the way that Amadeus had their own plan and worked very closely with the stakeholders in my office, so that when it came to time for implementation, the staff were all beautifully trained. We knew exactly what was going to happen on the day. There was lots of resources on the ground, both in our Neutral Bay office and in our Linfield office, so that there was no them and us team. And I felt that I knew already that it was going to go smoothly, because if there were going to be hiccups, they were going to be settled in a moment, and that's exactly what happened. So I see business changing on a regular and faster basis now, more so into the future, and I think we all need to get used to that. I feel very confident with Amadeus that I'm going to be able to meet the challenges of things like a flexible workplace. And many of my staff have commitments outside the office that they can't ignore, and so they need to be able to work flexible hours, and Amadeus absolutely is the best platform to do that with. The feedback from my staff about what Amadeus is doing for them and Amadeus Connect is that they're going to be much more efficient. And I see that as one of the biggest challenges as business today, is that the productivity of your staff needs to go up and up and up, and there's more demands from the airlines, from for security purposes, from the clients, etc. And Amadeus is going to give them those productivity tools and time so they can still continue to meet the clients' requests and give a high level and accurate level of service as well. I feel like the change guru at the moment. We've changed so much with our business in the last 18 months. We've moved offices, we've moved buying groups, we've moved GDSs, and I must admit, when I thought about the change of GDS, I was a bit nervous about how the staff would take it, but they were thrilled, and in fact they thought it was a fantastic idea to actually go out there, see what's available, and go with something that could be new. And I was just so thrilled that they embraced it as enthusiastically as they did, because they weren't things are changing in their life all the time. So changing GDS platforms is not a huge thing. The online training is wonderful. Staff are used to change, and I think they appreciate the fact that you're continually striving to give the best tools available to them. I told them, first of all, that I was seriously considering changing, and when I wasn't bowled over with horror, etc., I then began to say, well, one of the platforms that I'm looking for, one of the providers is going to be Amadeus. And many of our staff, particularly our newer staff, had previously used Amadeus, and they definitely gave it a great big tick. And others that had used lots of other GDSs said that they would be very pleased to be working with Amadeus. So I did actually give them demonstrations. When we were given demonstrations, we actually gave it to the staff before I actually made that decision, because I think they do need to be involved in that decision, and they definitely gave it a tick of approval, which I think is a great preparation for an excellent transition from one system to another. Well, with Amadeus Connect, I think that absolutely it now, not only does it not tie us to the desk in the office, it and then allows our consultants to be working on any device that they want to. And to me then that's much more a great business partner, rather than someone saying, oh yes, well, if we want to use that you have to be able to work in here in this one spot. So I love the flexibility that gives us, and I think Amadeus is absolutely integral to how we grow the business going forward.